Sir, basically, these five competitive forces was completely external. Basically, this was helpful for evaluation of business. Okay, it's a very important for evaluation of business performance and all those things. Okay, now let's see. Business theorist Michael E. Porter has developed a model of structure of industries and competition. It includes an analysis of the five competitive forces that determine long-term profitability as measured by long-term return on investment. Sir, always do remember one thing. There may be a very little scope. As soon as you invest, your return will be immediate. Okay. Whereas most of the businesses will be looking for the first thing is for just the very beginning days, it will be looking for the identity in the market. Okay. The second one, they will be seeing for break even. Okay. And then they will be in profits. Sir, I am pretty sure if an organization come across the first one identity, the registering of the product, the second one break even, and then profits, believe me, the organization will sustain in the market for a very long time because it had long term goals, sir. Understood? These are not a small projects or all those things. It's a long term view. Understood? That's what he's telling. So basically, when you are, sir, and one more thing, I guess none of the persons of a business will be saying, okay, this year if I get profit, bus it. No need of getting profits for the upcoming 5 years. I can sustain in the market even though no one will say that, sir. Understood? We do have the long-term profitability goal. Understood? Now, the profitability here not only means money, sir. Profitability in the way of goodwill, reputation, the quality, the selection of us among the competitors, everything will be coming in this profitability term. Understood? But many will be saying that's what, sir. Here he uses the term called what? Profitability as measured. Understood? Now this profitability was measured in terms of the quality, the customer responsiveness, the ability to take whatever is happening in the economy. Everything comes under this, not only related to money. Okay. Now, this analysis includes an evaluation of the basic economic and technical characteristics that determine the strength of each force and attractiveness of the industry. The competitive forces are depicted in the diagram below, discussed in the detail in the following pages. Sir, in simple words, I'll be giving you one example. Let's say, for example, there is machinery X. Okay, machinery X. The price of machinery X is $1 million, and machinery X can produce 1,000 units in 1 year. Okay, the life expectancy of the machinery X is 10 years. Okay, I have purchased the machinery X on 1st of April. Okay, now 5th of April, the machinery Y, the upgraded machine of X came into the market by telling what it is producing 1500 units in a year, in a month, in its lifetime, in a year, and the life expectancy is 15 years, and the amount is $750,000. Now tell me, you have purchased the machinery just 4 days before. Yes or no? Yes. In this case, this is a disadvantage for us, right? Yes. Understood? That's what it may be a economic, the external factors, or technical characteristics, technological advancements, or because of technical advancements, again, you need to train the employees. You need to train the employees to use that machinery. Understood? Everything will be coming under this. Understood? Now, if you have a labor who can adopt the machinery and they can produce with any type of machineries, that is a support for you, right? It's a strength for you, right? Yes. That's what he's telling. See, sir, characteristics that determine the strength of each force. Understood? That's what. Next. Let's see the Porter's 5 competitive forces. Intensity of rivalry among established firms. If you are a new firm, if you are a new beginning firm or a new industry you are getting into, you need to first analyze what my competitors are doing. Okay, let's say for example, they are providing all the services except the best example is software related accounts. Okay, they are not providing, my clients are not providing software related accounts like Tally, all those things. My competitors. Now I need to concentrate on software related accounts to get established fastly. Understood, sir? Why? Because the customers will look at me and they will even if I'm a new beginner also, they will come to me because none concentrated on that thing. I have concentrated on that thing. Understood? It's a unique way to get established into business. What my competitors are doing, what I am doing. Understood? That's what. So among established firms, already established firms, what are the differences? Where can I attract more customers, or where can I attract more customers from the services what I am rendering? Understood? This is the thing. Next, threat of new entrants. Yes, this is a threat, sir. Why? Because, sir, sometimes what will happen means, even I'm just giving an example as a scriptwriter, a film industry scriptwriter. Now, what will happen means we'll be writing the story, we'll be writing the screenplay, we'll be writing the dialogues. Okay. In second or third scene, I'll be writing that the hero mother was dead. Hero mother was dead. Now, what happens after writing the whole script? In climax, when everyone comes together and everyone meets, I'll be writing the mom's character as well, who died in the scene to itself, sir. Understood? These are the small things which we will not recognize because we are in that completely involved in that scripting. Understood? But whereas if I discuss the same story to a new listener or a new person or a producer or in my assistants, they will be pointing this out. Sir, how come scene to the mother was dead and in climax again mother came? Understood? That's what, sir. When you are completely you are completely into one thing, it is very difficult for us to identify the new ways, the point of views, everything. That's the reason why the new entrants have a scope. They will be thinking in a different manner, sir. Understood? That's when they may get clicked easily. Understood? Now, bargaining powers of supplier. He says, I will be giving the same discount for whatever the material you purchase. Now, that means it's a a disadvantage for us, no, sir? That's what. Next, bargaining powers of customers. See, if your supplier is not giving you a discount, that doesn't mean you should not give a discount to your customers, right? Or the credit period, we can say credit period, right? Credit payback period, all those things. That's what. That's where we need to concentrate. And next, threat of substitutes. This as well. So what are the 4 points, sir? Threat of new entrants. Second one is bargaining power of supplier, bargaining power of customer, and threat of substitutes. Substitutes, we all know, right? What, sir? The customer is replacing us with our competitor's product. Indirectly, he's telling about competitors, sir. Understood? That's what. Next. Rivalry among existing firms will be intense when an industry contains many strong competitors. Price cutting, large advertising budgets, frequent introduction of new products are typical. The intensity of rivalry and threat of entry vary from following factors. Okay, now, yeah, let's say for example, there is one competitor called X, where he want to completely vanish or wash me out of the market. Okay, for this, he is willing to sell even in losses. This is what exactly happened with the Geo. Okay, what they did was, sir, it's an interesting story. When demonetization happened, Ambani got information that the 2000 and 500, 1000 rupees and 500s are going to get banned. As soon as he got the information, he started eradicating his black money, promoting the product by giving them free. What is that? GOSIM. Understood? So after purchasing, the public purchased a lot. After purchasing, after some time where he was completely taken out his black money, it's an advantage for him, and he is holding the maximum market growth, market share in the industry. Okay, at this point of time, he started giving bills, or he has started charging for the services what is provided. Understood? That's what, sir. Here at the beginning, he was, his price was completely cut, but later he started increasing. Why? Because the product was established and the public are using. They can switch, sir, but how many will switch? The all people will not switch. No, he got registered. That's what. Okay. Next, the most important thing. As I given you an example, if you remember, a person took loan of 5 CR, completely spent on advertisements and all those things. That's what, sir. Large advertising budgets. To be honest, these are very danger. Of course, you can promote your product, but you can't say because of advertisement only today I was in this position, right? That's what. Okay. And what happens was new entrants, constant entry of new entrants. Also a problem. Understood? Now, the stage of industry life cycle example: rapid growth, growth, maturity, decline, and rapid decline. Sir, do you know this life cycle costing? Any idea, sir?
Yeah, life cycle costing is a cradle to grave. So that is the
Perfect.
concept.
Perfect, sir. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yo, Subramaniam, any idea about life cycle costing? Yes. Yes, yes. Correct, Shiv Subramaniam. Yogendra?
No, sir.
As Satya sir told, cradle to grave. Correct. Okay. Now, sir, I have introduced one product called X. Okay. Now, I have started investing on X, sir. Okay. Now, what happened? I'm putting the amount. I'm putting the amount. And I want this amount to generate product, right? Revenue, right? Profits. Yes or no? Yes. Now, it takes time. Understood? It takes time. So I will start my production and I will be doing more and more R&D. Sir, always remember the R&D should be done before it got registered in public. The product, before it got registered in the public, you need to finish your basic R&D. Understood? This is when you will be understanding what the public wants or what the consumer is expecting from us as a new entrant. Understood? That's what, sir. So you need to complete most of the R&D at the beginning stage itself. Then you will be entering into the market. Okay. You have started the growth. It was in the market. Now, after some time, you will be reaching the maximum point. You'll be reaching the maximum point. I call this maximum point as maturity. Okay. After this, there are no more developments, sir. I can't do anything. Okay. There is a gold biscuit. I can turn into an ornament. That's the utmost thing I can do. Yes or no? Yes, that's what. So maturity, it reaches the point where there is no more further processing or no more further R&D. Okay. Now, automatically, when a new person comes with a special offer or something, they will be shifting from us to the new person who entered into the industry. Okay. At that point of time, our product will be getting declined. Okay. So, I want to run the business between the growth and maturity. Why? Here, I'm not in a position of decline. I'm not in a position of doing R&D. Of course, the R&D is running back in backstage, sir, but not that much effective, right? Because I will be investing more and more money, sir. Okay. Now you tell me one thing. Let's take an example of any medicine. Okay, they will be manufacturing, sir. They will be doing more and more experiments and they will be doing more and more tests. After those tests only, the product will be established in the market. No, if everything was going well, as there are no side effects, all those things. That's what. Now, 99 experiments I did in R&D. 100th experiment was successful. At this point, I will not charge the whole 99 experiments what I have lost there, right? The amount what I lost for 99 experiments, I will not charge on 100th experiment, right? The cost, the selling price, I will not decide based on the experiments what I did previously. Yes or no? Yes. That's what. So the amount I will be charging only for 100th experiment which got successful. Understood? That's what, sir. You will be at a starting stage. Okay, that's where the budding started of the product. I need to manufacture this. Okay, then R&D, growth, maturity, decline. Understood? That's what. So here what is telling? Perfect, Sir Subramaniam. The answer is yes. Apple iPod, correct. Now, even Nokia phones. Even we can see we used to have this. I forgot the brand names here. Even the Ford EcoSport, to be honest, Ford EcoSport, sir, because they stopped the manufacturing now. And they are going to start the new model, not the old model. Yeah. Because of more and more demand, they stopped production, sir, because they can't produce more and more goods. The stress was like that. So they came up with the new model and they're going to manufacture the new thing now. The old EcoSport was stopped now completely. So that's what, sir. Rapid growth, maturity, decline, and rapid decline. Okay. So this is what, sir? Product life cycle. Next. Growth is preferable to decline. In a declining or even stable industry, firms' growth must come from winning other firms' customers, thereby strengthening competition. Understood? So basically, sir, to be honest, if industry is strong, correct, Subramaniam, BlackBerry. Now, if industry is strong, who will be getting the benefit, sir? None. To be honest, as if we take in a competitive way, in a positive way. Okay, he did that thing, I will be doing the more thing. Understood? So if you have that competitive spirit, you will be developing more and more, sir. That's what you need to have a competition always. Okay. Now the most important thing is who will be getting benefit if the industry was developing? Government. Why? Even though the customers are shifting among the competitors, the revenue was generated and we are paying taxes, no? Yes, that's what. So here what is happening? Strengthening the competition is happening. Yes. And because of this competition, I am growing, no, sir. I am thinking what to do more. Even though it's a rivalry, it's a good thing for us. Understood? That's what. Next, the distinctions among product differentiation, and the costs of switching from one competitor to the product another means what, sir? That's what. Why I need to shift from this supplier to another supplier? Is there any advantage for me? Is there any different aspect for me? Or is there any different product or more quality of goods available to me? All those things we need to see. Next, differentiation trends. Less differentiation trends to heighten competition based on price, the price cutting leading to the lower profits. But high costs of switching suppliers weaken competition. Sir, if this is the case, the suppliers are doing now, the suppliers took this as a challenge and advantage. They started charging more and more money. Now, the competitors, you are the competitor, you have many competitors. You all are suffering, right, sir? Because of the suppliers. Why? They took this as a chance, they took this as advantage and started charging high prices. That's what. Okay, next. Whether fixed costs are high in relation to variable costs. Sir, I have one small doubt. If a firm should first recover fixed costs, or if a firm should first recover variable costs, which cost the firm should first recover? Fixed or variable?
Variable.
Variable.
Variable. Okay, Satya sir?
Yeah, I said variable, sir.
Variable. Shiva, can you explain, sir?
Yeah, naturally, the variable cost will automatically increase when we produce the products, right? So, and if we look into the marginal costing income statement also, the starting point is sales, and then we will be subtracting the variable cost, and then we'll derive the contribution. The contribution will help us to recover the fixed cost.
Fixed costs, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So variable cost automatically it will increase or decrease based on the production.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So basically, fixed costs, that's what, sir. We see if it is a contribution, that means only variable costs are involved. When I'm talking about profits, it is fixed as well as variable. Correct, sir. Correct. Now, so now tell me, does high fixed cost affect the organization?
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat?
The high fixed cost will affect the organization?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Correct. Why? Let's say, for example, I can purchase the necessity of my company is only one machinery, but have purchased three machineries. What is the point? Okay, this is an extra fixed cost. Now tell me one thing. I can reduce this to one and I can invest in some other place, right? The amount which I'm willing to spend on two machineries. Yes, that's what, sir. So you need to see the intensity, or you need to watch the effect of the investment, or the amount what you are trying to invest in any other extra activities. Understood? That's what. So high fixed cost indicate that rivalry will be intense. Okay. Now, the greater the cost to generate a given amount of sales revenue, nothing but the variable costs, the greater the investment intensity and need to operate at the near capacity. That's what, sir. You can use whatever you want. Don't use extra. Nothing but cost cutting, sir. Simple. Next. Hence, price cuttings to sustain demand is typical. Now, sir, I'll tell one statement. Just tell me whether it is true or false. Cost cutting includes price cutting, or price cutting includes cost cutting.
I think the first one is true. Cost cutting includes price cutting.
Perfect. Perfect. Because if you cut your cost, automatically you'll reduce
The
your
selling price. Yeah, selling price also will reduce.
Yes. So that the competitors, compare to your competitors, the customer will show interest in your product or service. That's what. Correct. Next, capacity expansion. Now, if the size of expansion must be large to achieve economies of scale, competition will be more intense. The need for large scale expansion to achieve product production efficiency may result in an excess of industry capacity over demand. This is real. Sir, this is what exactly happened with engineers. Yes or no? Yes. Market wants less than 1 lakh engineers every year. But most of the students have studied engineering and they want to join the firms where the supply of engineering was very high and the demand was gradually getting up. Understood? That's what, sir. So economies of scale means what, sir? Where do we have, we have studied AC, MC, AR, MR, TC, all those things. Nothing but where if there is a marginal revenue, if there is a marginal cost you are incurring, there should be a marginal revenue in return as well. Then only it is acceptable to incur more cost. Understood? Let's say, for example, I am incurring $1 million extra. If I am not getting this $1 million benefit in return, what is the purpose of investing that $1 million, sir? That's what. This is what explained by what's our economies of scale. Okay. We have stage one, stage two, stage three, where it is better to operate at stage two. Okay. Now, the prospects of long-term profitability depend on the industry barriers to entry. True. Sir, we'll be learning this in the markets. Okay. Now, factors that increase the threat of entry are following: economies of scale and learning curve effect are not significant. Yes, sir. So, based on the demand, based on the necessity, how much to produce, what to produce is what matters. Okay, that's what. Next, brand identity of existing products is weak. Okay, that's what, sir. I have given you the example of Maggie, where the other companies have started promoting them after Maggie got affected. That's what. Brand identity of existing products is weak. Okay, that's what. Next, costs of switching suppliers are low. True. That means if a supplier is favorable to you, if a supplier is friendly to you, or if you and supplier has a separate agreement saying this, what mostly mean, if you both travel understand in a manner, then it is fine. Otherwise, we need to search the new supplier or something. Why? Because he's not accepting the discounts. I mean, he's not giving the discounts. He's not accepting for the late payments. All those things. Next. Existing firms do not have the cost advantage of vertical integration. Now, what do you mean by vertical integration, sir? Any area?
Yeah, I think the company is acquiring its suppliers.
Perfect. Perfect. Correct, sir. So that's what, sir. Why? Can I know the reason, sir? If you don't mind, if you know.
Yeah, it will be, I mean, the company can get the products as quickly as possible, and the supplier is under the control of the company. So there are more benefits to the company.
Perfect. Sir, can I say another in another terms, not in a normal thing? In another terms, can I say this as make or buy decision?
Yeah.
Simple. Okay, sir, if you observe, most of the software companies or most of the companies will be providing the cab services. They will be outsourcing the services to the travels. Okay, whereas if they started purchasing the cars and they only maintain the cars, if that is costing more, they will be giving an outsourcing thing. That's what, sir. Make or buy, whether the raw materials what I am using for production should be I should only make or should I buy from the supplier. Understood? Next, product differences are few. Yes, sir, most of them are similar products. But how you are attracting is what matters. How you are designing the product or how you are presenting the product is what matters. So that's what, sir. That's when the offers, the discounts, everything will be into the matter. Okay. Next, access to existing supplier is not blocked, and distribution channels are willing to accept new products. That means you have changed you are not changed your suppliers, sir. You have changed the distributors, the persons who are completely taking your products and promoting in the public. Understood? That's what. So nothing but, can I say in a simpler way, distribution here changes means there are two things. One, I am changing my distributor where he is willing to do for less money, or where he's purchasing for the whole one of the areas, or I can say I'm expanding the product in different areas also. Yes or no? There is an expansion happening in different areas or regions. Yes or no? Yes, that's what. Next, capital requirements are low. Sir, all these are what, sir? Long term profitability. Okay, so that's what you do have a time. You do have a ample time, and you do have this what we say number of plans to implement. Understood? That's what. So capital requirements are low. That's what, sir. In the beginning only, if you establish properly, that means most of your fixed costs and fixed expenses are done, right? You need not to purchase more and more later. Yes or no? Yes, that's what. So in upcoming years, I completely concentrate, I can easily and completely can concentrate on working capital. Whether the capital that is in day-to-day operations, am I using properly or not? Not, I will not concentrate on the original capital, right? The investment where I will be investing. This year, the life of machinery is 10 years, and I am using the machinery, new machinery for each year. No, right? That's what. So capital requirements are low in if that was developed in long term. Yes. Next, exit barriers are low. Yes. Why? You are already established. Unless until it's a typical situation like insolvency or all those things, there is no need of exiting, right? Yes. Next, the government's policy is to encourage new entrants. This is also there is. Okay. So, sir, this is what happened with Coca-Cola, sir. Okay, what they did was they purchased each and every soft drinks company. Okay, each and every soft drinks company, because to eradicate the competition. Okay, a new soft drink company came, they purchased. Okay, that's what happened. But there is a brand called Artos in Rajahmundry and Vizag. They will only sell there, sir. Artos, ARTOS. Okay, they will only sell in Rajahmundry and Vizag, no other places. So Coca-Cola tries to purchase this company from past 30 years, but this company is not in a is not willing to sell. Okay, or get into that Coca-Cola's hands. Okay, so this was established in 1915, sir. Even today, it is running well. Understood? That's what. Next. The most favorable industry condition is one in which entry barriers are high and exit barriers are low. No, it is a favorable thing, sir. Why? Even though the new markets are coming, the new persons are coming or the new entrants are involving in the industry or the market, even then they are getting the opportunities to promote their product. Understood? That's what. There is very less of existing, sir, but more of entering. Sir, the best example is real estate. Okay, that's what. So basically, this is based on the industry, it will be telling whether it is a favorable or not. Okay, public transportation, private transportation. Most of them will be using public only. So that's what is happening with Ola and Uber right now. Okay, because the government and the Uber is taking more and more commissions because the government is charging more and more taxes. So automatically is taking more and more commissions where the drivers are getting fed up and they are starting their own travels or something. So that's what, sir. Your actions may create a new competitor or a good businessman in you itself. Okay, so that's what you should not make him serious, or you should not what we say intrude him saying what you can't do all those things, because he may come into a business tomorrow. That's what. Next, when the threat of new entrance is minimal and exit is not difficult, returns are high and the risk is reduced, the event of poor performance. Yes, let's say for example, there are only two competitors, X and Y for you. Total three companies, right? U, X and Y. Okay. So let's say for example, this year you have not performed well or your quality of goods was little less compared to X and Y. So the competitor will be going to X and Y only. Okay. Whereas if you sell the product for less next year, the competitor will be coming back to you only with the good quality. Okay. Now this means as there is very less competition, the business is revolving around only you three, right? Because there is no competition. That's what. If there are number of industries, 1,000, 10,000 like that, we don't know. That's what. So not difficult, returns are high, risk is reduced in the event of poor performance. Next. Low entry barriers keep long-term profitability low because new firms can enter the industry, increasing competition and lowering prices and market shares of existing firms. Sir, that's what, sir. New company, as I told, Geo came into force and it was given for free at the beginning days. So everyone started purchasing or considering Geo. Now it had started charging. Now they are accepting. Understood? That's what, sir. Always remember, The new entrant or the new person who is entering the industry will not look at the profits. He looks for identification. Understood? It's a threat for us because we are existing and we will be concentrating on profits, whereas he will be concentrating on the identity. The threat of substitutes limit prices, increases, and profit margins. The greater the threat, the less attractive the industry is to potential entrants. That's what, sir. Let's say, for example, there is we can consider pharma, okay, where the risk is very high. Sir, there are two industries where you can mint money like anything, sir. The first one is pharma, the second one is food. Okay, the pharma industry, there is a literally the returns are 50 to 60%. Understood? Why? The manufacturing of that particular tablet or injection will be 10 rupees, sir, but they will be selling for 100 rupees or more. Understood? That's what the costs you are incurring compared to the, it is a necessity, no, sir. Food and pharma both are necessities. So even though the price is high, the customer is willing to purchase because if he don't use that, he will die. Understood? That's what even food industry as well. But there is a huge risk as well. Why? If one of the industries started selling one of the tablets where it is giving more of side reactions or side effects, or you have accidentally sold expired tablet. Okay, even though the medical shop is selling, it is a bad reputation for a company. Understood? That's what, sir. So basically, in this case, it is a bad reputation for us. Yes. So the customers will be stopping believing in us, sir. This is what exactly happened with Maggie as. It's a food, no, sir. It's a food industry. But because of the one small thing, it was damaged for 2.5 years. The company. Understood? That's what, sir. So basically, pharma and food industry has more returns, but more risk as well. Okay, that's what. Next. Substitutes are types, not brands of goods and services that have the same purposes. For example, plastic and metal or minivans and SUVs. Same purpose. Sir, you won't live in SUV or you won't use SUV for what we say for wars, all those things. It doesn't have any additional qualification. The futures are different. Features are different, completely different. I accept. But what is the purpose? Even though it is 10 lakhs, 10 crores RR Rolls Royce, even though it is 5 lakhs Alto, the purpose is same. What? Traveling. Yes or no? Yes, that's what is telling. Next. Hence, a change in the price of one such product to causes of a change in the demand for its substitutes. So one thing, sir, the best example, I guess you know this company called Mini Cooper. It's a car company. Okay. Now it exactly looks like Swift, sir. Okay. Now one of my friends want to purchase this Mini Cooper and he went to the showroom. He asked what is the price. They said 50 lakhs plus the selections what you make it chips. That means literally is giving the body, steering and gear for 50 lakhs, and what more you can add as a complement you can add. Understood? That's what, sir. So if you want to change the steering cover, it charges more. I accept, but not in 30-40,000, right? That's what he told. The prices are very, and the sound system, the gearbox or the look, the color, everything, for everything they have a new price. Understood? That's what, sir. So in this case, the purpose is same. Then he told one thing, rather than purchasing this 60-70 lakhs car, I'll be purchasing 5 to 10 Swifts and I will be using one and I'll make the other 4 for cab services. That's what, sir. The purpose is same, right? Yes, that's what he's telling. Next. Structural considerations affecting the threat of substitutes are. Now, what are the things we will be considering when we have substitutes or our competitors? The first one is price. What I am selling, what my competitor is selling. Yes or no? Yes. Now, if I switch, what are the benefits I am getting in return? For the costs, what I am paying? Yes or no? Yes. That's what, sir. Let's say, for example, I am giving The best example is there is a plot. Okay, for this plot, I am giving one. Let's say, for example, it is a 500 square yard plot, and I am giving one swimming pool, or one generator. Okay, what we say, a small back garden to walk, to enjoy the views, all those things. Okay, I'm giving more amenities, but another company is giving only the plot, no other construction or something. Okay, for the same price, same rate, same thing. Now, the consumer will select me rather than my competitor. Yes or no? Yes. Why? Because I'm giving more. That's what, sir. Here he is changing the switch. I mean, he's switching, right? He's switching from my competitor to me. That's what he's telling. Costs of switching to a substitute. Here I'm the substitute. Okay. Now, cost here means, let's say, for example, if he's selling for 1 CR, and even if I sell for 1.5 CR, not 1.5 CR, 1 lakh, 1 crore, 5 lakhs, he is willing to purchase. Why? Even though the cost is high, he's willing to purchase. Why, sir? Because of the amenities or because of the things I'm giving him next. Understood? That's what. Next, customers' inclination to use a substitute. If I made it more complex to use the product, and my competitor just completed the whole thing in one button, what they will be purchasing, sir? For my machinery to use, it is literally taking 5 to 6 steps, whereas my competitor just did it with one switch. Whom they will be selecting? Of course, my competitor. Why? Within one switch, the whole thing was happening. Understood? That's what, sir. Customer inclination to use a substitute. How that is usable, and how in a short time how I can use the product. Understood, sir? If you remember, in olden days, we used to have that, not remote control TVs. We need to go to the TV and we need to turn the things to operate the TV. Now we do have remotes. That's what, sir. How easy my work has become. Understood, based on that as well. Next, as the threat of buyers bargaining power increases, the appeal of a industry to potential entrants decrease. Of course, yes. Why, sir? If I have been established from past 10 to 15 years, that's why even though if my customer is asking me a discount, I am willing to give, because I have established from past 10 to 15 years. Whereas a person who started the business not even in a year, just 1 year back, if if the customer is asking him a discount, can he give how much is the discount? What I can give? No. Why? I have already established and I'm willing to take the risk even though it is a loss, because I will sustain in the market. I have that confidence. Whereas for him, no. That's what he's telling. Understood? So the threat of buyer bargaining power increases, the appeal of an industry to potential entrants decrease. Understood? Next, buyers seek lower prices, better quality, and more services. Moreover, they use their purchasing power to obtain better terms, possibly through a bidding process. Okay, process. Thus, buyers affect competition. Understood? That's what, sir. Sir, the best thing, sometimes it is advantage for us only, sir. Sometimes the competition between buyers is advantage for us. How? The best example is, sir, before, while teaching only, I never left teaching, sir. But while teaching only, I used to work in 14 real estate companies. Okay. So what happened there was, there used to be, we have this sentiment, no, sir, northeast plot means it is very good thing. It is more costly compared to other plots, all those things we'll be believing. Now, what we used to do was, we out of 190, 200 plots, we used to sell all the plots except the northeast plots. Okay, southwest, southeast, everything except northeast plots. Okay, now when it comes to northeast plots, we used to start an auction. Okay, so sometimes what happens was, let's say for example, the land, 200 square yard land is costing you around 15 to 16 lakhs, but the customer for this northeast, just for the term, is willing to purchase for 20 to 30 lakhs. I'm the proof. I have seen. Understood? Even it is a double rate, they are willing to purchase. That's what. So sometimes it is a advantage for us in these cases. Okay. Even the antiques, all these things also comes under this only, sir. Okay. Next. High-low switching cost decreases or increases buyer's bargaining power. Yes. Sir, tell me one thing. There are only two competitors, X and Y, in the market. Either the customer will be with X or Y. Now, he is aware of the switching of costs, what X is providing, what Y is providing. Okay. There is no other new entrant or there is no person. So he will be within the range only, no, sir? Yes. But what? Here comes the bargaining power. Who accepts his wants, who accepts his wish, or who accepts his what we say rules, they will be getting the customer. Understood? That's what. Next, the threat of backward upstream vertical integration, that is the acquisition of supply capacity, increases buyer bargaining power. Of course, yes. Sir, let's say for example, I am not at all aware of how my raw material was done. Okay. I am purchasing the raw material from X. Okay. Recently, Z employee joined my organization and told, sir, you are giving him $1 million, whereas you can only produce this for 500,000. Then I'll be implementing this rate. Yes. So indirectly, what is happening, sir? He is losing the business. I'm not a competitor for external set. I am only a producer. I am producing for myself. But indirectly, I am a competitor for X, right? Yes, that's what. Next. Buyers are in stronger position when the supplier's product is undifferentiated. Okay, sir. If the supplier gave you low quality of raw materials and you don't have any other option except to purchase from him low quality of raw materials, you need to purchase. That's the only option we have. You have purchased. Now you will be producing with this raw materials only, no, sir? Yes. Because of which the efficiency may get decreased. So when the efficiency is decreasing or the purpose of asset was decreasing, the customer will be asking for more discount, no, sir? Yes or no? Yes. Or you need to use more of raw materials and you need to incur more costs to satisfy the customer and get for less price and sell for less price. Understood? That's what. Next. The more important the supplier's product is to buyers, the less bargaining power they have. That's what. Next. The threats of supplier. Bargaining power increases, the appeal of industry to potential entrants decreases. Accordingly, suppliers affect the competition through pricing and manipulation of quantity supplied. That's what, sir. The quantity may become less for the price. Sir, the best example is only for remembering purpose. Once upon a time, they used to give for 2 rupees, 4 to not 4, sir, 6 to 8 pani puris. Okay, now if you pay 30 or 20 as well, you will be getting only 6 to 7 pani puris. That's what, sir. Basically, what I'm trying to tell here is the price you are paying is high for the quantity what you are getting in return. This happens every year for Diwali. The cost to make the crackers will be the same, but the price of crackers is going on increasing. Understood? Where you don't have any other option. In 2000, we used to purchase for 10,000 firecrackers, where we used to get 4 to 5 gunny bags of this thing. Whereas now, I'll be getting one, this thing, what we say, all in one or something. We do have that thing. So, not even one basket. Understood? That's what. Here, your returns are less compared to the amount what you are spending. When it comes to supplier, why, sir? There is a reason. Because there may be a limited suppliers in the market where he is taking this as advantage, or the second one, even he is facing the same inflation thing where he can only produce less with the amount what he is paying. That's what anything can happen. Okay. Now, supplier's bargaining power is greater when switching costs are substantial. Yes, that's what when I'm shifting from my supplier to another supplier, he is willing to give me. Why? He don't want to lose me, sir. Okay, he don't want to lose me. At this point of time, he is bearing the cost in place of me. Understood? That's what. Next, prices of substitutes are high. So when my competitor's substitute is, I mean, the price is high, automatically he'll come to me. That's what. There the price is high, he's coming to me. Next, they can threaten forward vertical integration. What's a downstream? Just now I gave you example of X. That's what. Next, they provide something that is significant input to value added by the buyer. What do you mean by this? The buyer is purchasing the goods or the raw materials, which is fine. But if he's asking for more, or if he's asking for more discounts, or if he's asking a more payback period, all those things, this is affecting the supplier, right? That's what. Next, their industry is concentrated or they organized. They are organized. Means there may be a more entrance in the suppliers market or industry where he is willing to not to lose the customer, but he is bearing all the losses or costs by not to give me to the next competitor. So he is only bearing all these things. That's what's it. Understood? Next. Buyer's best responses are to develop favorable, mutually beneficial relationships with supplier or to diversify their sources of supply. So if you maintain a good relation with supplier, he will be with you, sir, even in the worst cases. Whereas if you don't want, if there is no, we can use the term called chemistry. If there is no chemistry or if there is no that rapport, you can change this